Bourbons, Luffies, Dr. B, Everidge cocktails, right
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third episode of the Abstinence of Everidge. Yes, that's right, you are joining us on day 15, the halfway point on our low alcohol journey. And I must say, it is going pretty well. Although I've had some pretty strange non-alcoholic beers, some of them have been good, some of them have been terrible. I've not cracked and I've not drank any of the full-fat alcohol. So, what low alcohol drink are we going to make today? Well, the drinks in our previous two videos were from recipes that I had found and weren't original creations. So I thought it might be kind of fun to have a little bit of an experiment and a play and see what kind of drinks we can make. It might be amazing, might not be. Let's have a play and find out. Now the first thing to think is, what flavour do I want? Now, somebody had brought to my attention the existence of a green tea with a flavour of salted caramel, and I thought that does actually sound pretty interesting. So I think that might be a good starting point at which to make our cocktail. I've got some of it here which I've made up and allowed to cool. There it is. Let's give it a little bit of a sniff. It's got a lovely caramel smell to the green tea. Kel Surprise is a salted caramel green tea, but there we go. But it's quite subtle. It doesn't hit you in the face. So whatever we do with this, I don't think we want to sort of lose that subtleness. I'm going to give this a little try and just see what it tastes like, which will give us a reasonable idea of what we want to put into it. Yeah, as I said, that is very, very delicate. The caramel's there, but it doesn't hit you in the face. We'll have to decide once we've mixed up a drink with it whether it needs anything further. But I'm going to say we'll use this as our base for the drink. So, to a stirring glass, add some ice, and then let us say 3 shots of our salted caramel green tea. There we go. Very good. Now, that at the moment is just salted caramel green tea in ice, hardly a cocktail. I think we're going to add to it our low alcohol gin, less than 0.5%. See if that adds anything interesting to the mix. I'm going to say 2 shots of that. Now this is pretty similar, really, in terms of flavouring to the candy apple recreation video that I did a little while back, and that of course had rum in it and apple flavouring. So I've got some apple juice just in case we decide we want that as well. That does smell interesting. I think the gin might overpower the caramel a little bit. The flavour's still there, it's kind of subtle. I'm going to be tasting this as I go along. Obviously, if I was making this drink for you, I wouldn't be sipping out of it as I go, but this is the experimentation side of things for you. It's not bad, but I think it needs a little something extra. So I'm going to add a dash of apple juice, just a dash, mind. It's very nice. And again, I mentioned about the caramel being very subtle. I think the gin and the apple might overpower it a little bit, so just to bring it to the fore, a little dash of caramel syrup. There we go. Let's give that a stir. And a taste. That is a tasty, tasty beverage. Very nice. I want to get it out of the ice because the ice is starting to melt and start to water it down. So, of course, we need to strain and pour it into a receptacle. Now, you might want to pour it into a standard cocktail glass, or because it's got tea in it, you might want to do something a little bit different and pop it into a lovely cup and saucer. The world is your oyster and the choice is yours. Go with whatever you think feels the most fun. Now, we have our drink here, which on the face of it looks very, very nice indeed. However, there is a little something missing from it, and it's something that was missing from the last two videos as well. You may have noticed I didn't put any garnishes on them. Those of you who've watched my previous videos will know that I can be a little lazy with garnishes. It's something I'm trying to work on, and I'm sure there's all sorts of fun things you could do with those other two recipes to make them feel that little bit more special. With this one, I think because we've got caramel, we've got the apple juice in there, I think the obvious thing to do is to put a slice of apple on there. So here we go, slice of apple, like so on there, and that just looks great. It's making it feel like a little bit more of an event, a little bit more of a lovely cocktail. Yeah, it's subtle, but I think it works. So I'm going to enjoy that and decide probably by the end of the drink whether it's good as is or if there are any further tweaks required. I've also got for later on today another low alcohol beer, a zero alcohol beer in this case, which is Doombar Zero, which I shall be trying a little bit later on our continued low alcohol journey, which is the Abstinence of Everidge. So, halfway in, it's going pretty good. Do please join us for more Everidge Out.
All